the justice system failing in bringing justice to rape women victims. At first, we can see an introductory paragraph explaining the situation that the female rape victims go through every year in the United States. Also, there are percentages of how many of those cases are actually arrest and how many of those actually end up in conviction. This is meant to shock the audience into realizing that it is a major problem and a reality that is happening. Later, we have the different information that is going to be displayed in the website. Each one of them linked with a button to go to that page if the person wants it. There is the issue, the statement of purpose, the solution, the take action, the voices and vision, about the author, and works cited. The issue, it explains the two major issues, which are the untested sexual assault kits and victim blaming. Each one of them separated and explained logically but simple so that the audience can understand the impact of the problem and how it's affecting those victims. Then there is the statement of purpose. Here, it explains to the audience that this is not only made for an English grade, but is to help the female rape victims that are going through that injustice right now, that are going to pass to that injustice and had already passed through that injustice. It explained how it is important to fix this problem so that justice may be served and the victims can have peace in their minds. Then there's the solution. Here is displayed the information separately depending on the problem so that the target audience can see how possible it is to implement those solutions and fix the problem. So for the sexual assault kit, a tracking system that helps the victim track the kit process so they can see if it's being avoided or not. Also, the legal reform and policy informants where they educate their people so that they acknowledge that the victim, it's a victim, and not the attacker. And also a reminder that there is a Violence Against Women Act framework where its function is exactly defending women on these types of situations. Then there is the take action that also divides each target audience differently from what they are supposed to do. For police departments, to educate their people into having the process right and to acknowledge the victim traumatized. For the legal team and prosecutor, a little similar, which is acknowledge the victim and not use the law to attack the one that is being attacked. But on the contrary, use the same law to reform it to bring defense to the victim. Now the policy makers and officials to increase the funding to those organizations who really can help with these types of problems. And also for all of those who do not have a role in the system, but are interested in helping out for this cause. Very simple, but yet effective ways to help with this. Then there is Voice and Visions, where it plays the information of many different girls and cases that they receive injustice. For example, he was a student athlete. He was a football player, and I was told it would be complicated to move forward because of his status on campus. It made me feel like his career was more valuable than what happened to me. This woman doesn't really matter who they are, but what happened to them, because it will be much worse if this issue is not addressed. And it can happen to not only strangers out there in the street, but also to people that we really care about. Then there is About the Author, where I explain who I am and why this is a very important cause to me. And here is the work cited: the citations, the support services, and the downloadables, where people can go and download the information if they wanted to see something more, something else.